Hi guys, I am Debrice Hill, also known as Sparkles and Sprinkles and First on Instagram. And today I'm just going to do some candid talking to you about how all of us, including me, including my teacher next door on the left, my teacher next door on the right, we all need to stop sugarcoating the textbooks, okay? So now is the time to tell the truth about history. No more leaving out what really shaped the world we live in today. It's time to embrace what we did not know about history and encourage those that are around us to look beyond the textbooks sometime and empower what's ahead of us for the millennials and the Gen Zs in the future. My daughter is part of the Gen Zs, and my son is a millennial. So it's time that we stop sugarcoating the textbooks. So let's start by talking about Dr. Seuss books. They have been held up as parables for many years, okay? For years, we have celebrated Sam I Am, and guess what? I was one of those teachers that celebrated Sam I Am faithfully. And we didn't even know what stood behind the author of this book. In February of 2019, it was found that white supremacy riddled the pages of many Dr. Seuss books. You see, the very foundation of these easy to spot morals of the stories were disturbing depictions of people of color, and it rationalized non-human characters. Wow. These are books that I grew up on. These are books that I'm sure that many of you have grown up on as well. So this led to a study of many educators, including myself, to wonder how could these racist ideas exist alongside such valuable lessons? How could this be? How could we let this go unknown for so many years? Along the side of kindness, guys, it is time to stop sugarcoating our textbooks. It's time that we let the world know what really happened many, many years ago and what's happening today. So I decided to ask a few teenagers that I know what was missing in textbooks when they were in school. You see, these are two young men. They are now in college, and um, I they're a few of my son's friends. So I decided to ask them, what is missing in textbooks, or shall I say, what was missing when they were in high school about a year and a half ago?
Something I would like to see change is for history classes to stop sugarcoating the books and teach more real history.
Like it, love it. Like to see different when you walk into the doors of the school?
I feel like there should be more diversity in like the administration with principals and stuff like that. They should have like people of like all different things like at principal as everything. So like it could be spread around and they could like know diversity and stuff like that. So it shows that everything is equal and not everything is like not the same, but like everybody gets the same opportunity and same chance.
Thank you. Great answer.
Okay, so educators, particularly elementary educators like myself, we are very good at talking and teaching about kindness. It's at the core of elementary's pedagogy. After all, those lessons and teachable moments related to being a good friend, being generous, and acting thoughtful are something that all kids should have and know. But when being considerate and nice and friendly is all children learn about one another, we risk losing something fundamental. You see, young children are not only developing a sense of morality, they are developing a sense of who they actually are. This includes their race, gender, class, and more. These identities have never been treated or represented equally in our society. And you guys know this. So when we teach about love and acceptance and kindness without addressing this inequity, we gloss over crucial differences in the ways our students experience the world. Just think about that. So let's talk about some first steps that we can make when we return to school. One of the things that I suggest, not only for you but for myself, is to make space in the curriculum for the difficult realities of systematic injustice. So it's easy, for example, to study the civil rights movement and choose a few quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King that focus on everyone getting along, singing kumbaya. That's really easy. But we can also show students that his famous speech, imagining a world where children are judged by the content of their character, is also the one in which he refuses, I'm going to say that again, refuses half measures towards equity. You know what he said? He said, no, no, we are not satisfied. And we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Wow, those are some powerful words. Focusing on the dream of So instead of sugarcoating these amazing Black heroes, I am going to paint a detailed picture of each and every hero that I teach in my classroom, teach about in my classroom. You know, they were flawed, they were human, they were ambitious, they were organized, but they were our heroes. Heroes that students do not know about. Heroes, Black heroes that were overlooked in history. And many of them that are living today are still being overlooked. Let's talk about long-term exposure. The harm done by long-term exposure to injustice, to the kind of imagery found in racist books and microaggressions and discrimination, call for more than a simple understanding of kindness. It demands that kindness be interwoven with substantial notions of true justice. So this is why in my first grade classroom this year, my goal is to guide students in terms of thinking of real justice. Yeah, you can do this in first grade. You definitely can. If somebody tells you that you can't, tell them to come see me, okay? Because it can be done. So I will use a set of principles that will go beyond kindness and move towards specific actions students can take to counter bias and stereotypes and the works for a more equitable future. Building a just curriculum isn't only about teaching history in a responsible way. It's also about ensuring that all of our students are represented in our studies and that all are respected in our classrooms. I'm going to say that again. It's also about ensuring that all of our students are represented in our studies and that all are respected in our classrooms. Many schools make use of social emotional learning in the curricula, and they audit out certain things within the curriculum. I've used a variety of programs that aim to increase emotional intelligence, but they sometimes fall short of the truth. In honoring children's feelings, where they come from, and how they are treated. It's a sad, sad, sad world that we live in, you know? But we don't need to vacuum out the differences. These kids need to know where they come from, what their cultures are. Everybody needs to know their real and true backgrounds. It's sad. It's so sad. And it makes me sad even here, speaking to you today, even thinking about this. Wow, the world we live in definitely is sugar-coated. And our kids need more. Our kids need so much more. So let's begin by creating a culture of justice. Moving away from simple kindness towards real justice begins with building an identity-safe classroom. A classroom where everyone's story is not only recognized, but it is honored, it is studied, but most of all, it is loved. This means moving beyond a curricular focus to make justice part of a class's daily culture. So in closing, young people need a language to combat microaggressions. And they also need to know that their teachers care about it. They need to know their trusted adults will speak up, facilitate, and engage. There's nothing wrong with taking a moment to think about what to say. That just didn't feel right. And I need to go back to that because it just didn't feel right. But guess what, guys? There is something wrong with answering injustice with easy reassurance like, oh, we just need to be kind to one another. No, that's just not enough. Not in today's world. That's definitely not enough. Even if they can't yet articulate why this is going on, our students definitely know that's just not enough. So in the famous words, or shall I say from the famous song of Bob Marley, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights, teachers. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Thank you.